business should be tracking and probably are not tracking. So let me just check that I've got everything set up here. I can see your comments. Let me check that my sound is working. So if you are joining me live, can you write #live? If you're watching the replay, #replay. Let me know you're here. Let me know your name. Let me know which platform you're watching on. I actually use this piece of technology, which is great. I love technology that enables me to make a bigger impact. And the technology that I use is something called Restream, and I use Ecamm to stream live. So you will be seeing me on my Twitter, on my LinkedIn, on my YouTube, and on my Facebook channels. So let me know where you are, because everything is aggregated together. So it would be great to know where my watchers are coming from, especially my live watchers. Okay, so let's dive on in. We have a super quick video today, and it's all to do with the numbers. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you today specifically is because I just got tested on my numbers. So I'm part of a really cool coaching program, and this coaching program, we have Q&A calls once a week where we can go in with our questions and get answers. And we were talking about our numbers, and the coach who was coaching me said, Amanda, what are your numbers for this month? What are your numbers for last month? Then he said to me, what are your numbers for this time last year and for November last year? Then he said to me, what are your numbers for November 18 and December 18? And within seconds, like immediately, I could give him those numbers because I track everything. Okay. Hey Bev, how you doing? You're watching from Facebook. That's awesome. Tim is on LinkedIn. Hetty is in Gloucestershire. Mushtaq is on LinkedIn. How you doing, Mushtaq? It was good to have you on the webinar yesterday. Hetty is on LinkedIn, which is awesome. So so I was asked these questions, and everyone else who was on the group coaching were like, oh my God, you know your numbers? Like nobody knows their numbers. And the fact that you can go all the way back to 2018 and give numbers immediately like that's pretty cool. And you know what? This is why I love working with accountants, because I'm a real numbers person. Terrible at maths, terrible at, what you would imagine numbers to be, but I obsess over numbers, because what I truly believe is being able to know your numbers and know what's missing and where you need to work, where the leaks are when it comes to your numbers. It enables you to then test, measure, tweak, block those leaks, and make sure that you are maximizing your opportunities. Okay, so let me give you the 6 numbers that I track, and at anytime you can ask me these numbers, and within seconds I'll be able to get them to you for the past 4 years. So I've been tracking my numbers for 4 years. Now, what is really exciting is because I've been tracking my numbers, I think that's been pivotal in my success. So a fast growth company is a company that increases their revenue by at least 20% year on year. As a business, we have been increasing our revenue between 50 and 130% year on year. So we're more than doubling every single year. So we're classed as a high growth business because of what we do, but I know my numbers, I track them. So yes, I can read this. It says, hey there, is your name? Can you read this? So yes, I can. So let me share with you those numbers that have enabled me to double year on year in my business, so that you can do exactly the same thing. So number one, so the first thing that you have to track, and some of these you might think, oh, do you know what? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I do that anyway. But if I said to you, can you give me this, and this for the past 4 years? Immediately, you would probably say, no, I don't have it on a spreadsheet, or no, I don't have it to hand, or no, I need to speak to the accounts department, ironically. Okay, so number one is turnover. Do you know today what your turnover is for this month to date? How much new business you've brought in, how much business you still have already that are paying you. Immediately today, can you fill in your turnover? What is your turnover today? Your turnover from April to April, if you do it April to April, January to January, if you do that. What's your turnover for December? What was your turnover for November? What was your turnover for October? Literally every single month. Can you get it immediately? That's the first thing. All right. The second number that we look at is profits. Now, I actually don't obsess over profits because every single year I have a different goal that I want to have for my personal life, which affects how I run my business. So some years I want to keep the profits in the business. Other years, I want to pay myself loads of dividends and income because I want to get a mortgage and buy a property. So that's what's happened over the past 4 years. So sometimes our profits are down because I pay myself more and we take more out of the business. Other times, my profits go through the roof. So you need to know what is your turnover and then what is your profits, but you need to be fair with yourself that, you know, what is it that you're doing with your business, because your profits will fluctuate depending on what your costs are, which I'm teaching you to suck eggs and I don't mean to, but you need to be aware that you need to set yourself goals. Now, something that we run, so we actually have, I'm giving you the high level numbers. We actually run another part of our numbers with the profit first system. I'm not going to talk to you about that today, but if any of you are interested in having money in the bank at any time and feeling really secure, knowing all your bills are paid, use the profit first system. It's a book and you can learn it from the book, but you can also go to the Grandmaster himself, Mike Michalowicz, I think is how you say his name, and he will teach you the profit first system, which is amazing. But I'm not talking about those numbers today. I'm talking about the numbers that I get myself and my clients to track every single month. So one is turnover, the second one is profits. Now, without getting and keeping new clients, okay, and keeping your old clients, you are not going to have a successful accounting practice. So what we now need to start looking at is how many new clients we're getting in the process that we do for that. So the next thing that we monitor, so we monitor turnover, we monitor profits, then I monitor every single day, and my clients do it weekly, the number of leads that they have coming into their business. Now, what we want to have as a lead depends on who you are, but I would definitely say, Hetty says, I'm a profit first professional and it's a game changer. It totally is, Hetty. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I hope that you get a lot of clients because of that, because being a profit first professional is transformational for businesses. Right. So leads, what makes a lead? Some people will see a lead as a connection on LinkedIn. Some people will see a lead as an inquiry through their website. Other people will see a lead as someone who downloads their ebook and becomes a name on a database. I class leads as an email address. Okay, so I class leads as an email address. You don't have to class a lead like that. You can class a lead as a start of a conversation, someone inquiring about your services. It can be a lot stronger than that. But I know that I can get lots of leads, and I know how to transfer those leads into what we call audition calls. And an audition call is a 10-15 minute conversation. So this is the second part of the this is point number four of the numbers that we monitor, is how many of those leads become a 10-15 minute conversation. Okay, and that 10-15 minute conversation, you need to be generating those every single day, every single week, and you need to monitor the number of conversations you have. And when I work with my clients, we like to generate between 3 and 5 audition calls a week. Okay, so the number of 10-minute conversations, like proper conversations that you have with people, verbal conversations, to see whether or not you can help them in their business and whether or not you're a good fit. So once you've taken the lead to an audition call, then we do a sales presentation. So it looks like you're a good fit. We then monitor how many of those audition calls become a sales presentation. And the sales presentation is a 45-minute, hour-long conversation where you find out more about your lead, more about the business that you're talking to, and then you present your services. Okay? Then the final figure, so figure number 6 that we have to monitor is number of sales. So this isn't the amount of revenue those sales bring in, but the number of sales. So we monitor revenue, we monitor profits, we monitor the number of leads, the number of audition calls, the number of sales presentations, and the number of sales. Now, turnover is, you can decide what turnover you want. The number of profit, you can decide that. When it comes to understanding your leads, audition calls, sales presentations, and sales, these are the kind of numbers that we're looking for. So if you were to get 1,000 email addresses, we would want 100 of those 1,000 to somehow over the next 2 years get into an audition call. So we can't get 1,000 email addresses into an audition call straight away because not that many people are ready to inquire about accounting services. But if you have 1,000 leads, 100 of those over a 2-year period, it would be amazing if we can get those into audition calls. Out of those 100, we want 10 to 50 of them to become into a sales presentation. Morning, Ian, how you doing? So we want those to become a sales presentation. All right. And out of those 10 to 50 sales presentations, we then want 1 to 10, if not more, because when they've gone through the audition call and sales presentations, we then want the majority of them to become a sale. So for example, every single week, we monitor our turnover, we monitor our profits, we monitor the number of leads that we get. And in our business, we get between 250 and 500 leads a week through the marketing that we do. Then we monitor the number of audition calls, and we have a dedicated person who just does those 10, 15-minute calls. Then if they get through the 15-minute calls, I have a sales conversation with them. And then that sales conversation, when I have that sales conversation, I convert higher than when one of my team members do it. But that's because A, it's my business. B, I understand the program really well. And a lot of people already know, like, and trust me because I show up every single day. Okay, so they are the numbers I want you to monitor: turnover, profit, leads, audition call, sales presentations, and sales. How many sales you make. Can you honestly, hand on heart, say that you know those numbers? If I asked you today, would you be able to give me those numbers for yesterday? If I asked you to give me those numbers for this time last year so you can do a comparison of what's happening in your business, could you do it? Probably not. What about 2018? Probably not. So this is what you need to be working on, understanding the numbers. These 6 numbers that I've gone through with you, these 6 different things that you need to be monitoring, will transform your accounting firm's growth. So if you're looking at growing your practice, it will transform it. It will make you economy proof. It will, if the economic climate goes down, if you're monitoring these things, you will find that you're future proofing your firm because you're so focused on those numbers. And ironically, you're not focused on your numbers, you're only focused on your clients' numbers. So it's time to focus on your numbers. Hope this was helpful. If you would like some help monitoring your turnover, your profits, if you want to get more leads, if you want more audition calls and sales presentations and sales, then reach out. I'm your girl. I will enable you to attract 3 to 5 audition calls a week and get sort of 2 to 4 sales every single month of good quality clients. Then reach out to me, send me a message with the word momentum on Facebook or LinkedIn, or contact us through email, support@amandacwatts.com, and we can transform your business and help you with those 6 numbers. And like me, you can have growth of 100 to 130% year on year. All right, I'll catch up with you all soon. See you later.